Shalom, my name is Yehoshua. This video is being made from Jerusalem. Shalom to the Rodef Shalom Shul and its community. I hope that this video will achieve its purpose, which is to provide basic information. I took notice of the visit with Barack Obama, whom I support. I have to properly introduce myself. I repeat again, I'm Yehoshua from Jerusalem. I'm an American citizen. I've lived here for 22 years. I was born Michael F. O'Donnell, and at the age of bar mitzvah, I went to live with my mother, and only in recent years, in 1986, I converted to Judaism, but 4 or 5 years ago, I learned that my mother was Jewish, and the conversion was unnecessary. That said, okay, so let's get to Tachlis. The bottom line. I will avoid using Hebrew or keep it to a minimum, because I'm not going to assume that everybody is okay. Let's move on. I'm the author of Humanomics, the trilogy, which is the East-West convergence model. It is the post-collapse of the local reality, the most significant event of the millennium, and certainly it will change the face of humanity in the next century. What does it mean? It means the collapse of the local reality means the end of man and mankind's exile. The local reality was giving to receive. I give, I get. That was the model, anthropologic, sociologic, psychologic model of mind and community. Bottom line, in 1991, there was the collapse in the Soviet Union of its local reality, which was what? Communism. Next year, 1992, in Yugoslavia, communism collapsed. 1995, the murder of Ravine, Zionism collapsed. 2003, 2001, the World Trade Center collapsed, imploding the American democracy and capital market system. But there's a lot of denial, but there's much more to come, folks. Having said that, in Iraq 2003, in Lebanon, the Ba'athist regime collapsed with Saddam Hussein, the invasion of Iraq, the murder of Harari, tsunami, okay. The events, the meta-narrative of the events of 9/11 in particular, all the others combined, but in 9/11 is the collapse of the Twin Towers, which was the duality of man's exile. It was indestructible. His Segula B'Gara created its own manifestation of mind, Segula B'Gara, and this blinded man to his authentic self. This is what the meta-narrative meaning of the collapse of 9/11 means, the end of the exile of man and mankind. But there's just a little problem. In physics, if you collapse the local reality, you have the quantum reality. However, we are not inhabiting the quantum reality because there's a problem, and that is the denial. When there's denial, man and mankind cannot ascend and inhabit the quantum reality. So the end of the denial has to begin with Israel, and when Israel ends the denial, so too will the world. And we end the denial by making the Korban Pesach. That's this generation. That's the authentic, not the symbolic Korban Pesach, but the real Korban Pesach of this generation is ending the denial. And we prove that by the 4 levels, on the individual, family, community, and national levels. We deconstruct ground zero. We deprogram the mind of exile. We restore and we heal. And this applies on 4 levels: the psycholinguistic, the cognitive, behavioral, and the psychosocial levels. Okay, without getting into the particularities, Barack Obama came and he requested your support. I endorse him. And why do I endorse him? Well, he is the one to develop and deliver for Americans Humanomics in general and its new economic paradigm in particular. I'm its author. 2,500 pages. Its 5th draft will be published on the web with a few hundred graphics. Its 2 paradigms: the new cognitive science, behavioral first principle receiving to give, and the new economic paradigm, the integration. I'm the author of both. The plan for the next president of the United States will be, from day one, to make the new economic paradigm, the national platform development policy of the United States of America, and to get a mandate immediately for its development. And how is it developed? Through the development, it will be mandated in law, there will be the development of a world-class global technological infrastructure based upon the new economic paradigm's model. It will require a 4 to 5 trillion investment. Supply side project, 60% of which will come from the G9 partnering. It will make America the most competitive economy in the world for the century ahead. The results. This is the way forward. It will see us go from 14 trillion to 45 to 50 trillion. It will eliminate the national debt entirely. There will be no social security, no trade deficit, no security deficit. There will be national health insurance for everyone from cradle to grave, free education for everyone seeking an education. It's a win-win situation, but most of all, the massive surpluses in the out years from 16 through 22 of the project will transform and raise up the LDCs, which is a tremendous blessing. Now to the issue of participation, we have 14 trillion gross domestic product, and the pie has grown larger, and the participation of capital owners, share owners, etc., etc., etc. The Wall Street bias over Main Street has seen an ever dramatically increasing share of the pie, and in the national accounts going to fewer and fewer, and a very much smaller percentage of the GDP output of the nation going to the laborers and the workers. And organized labor is accomplished nothing but making demands that have driven offshore the remaining factories that were needed, and there's a fundamental shift occurring. Okay, so the structure of Humanomics that will retool the entire country, retrain and re-educate, will also be a participatory model, and it's simple. I own the science and technology. If you take the analogy of the compensation model of the hedge funds, where they get 2 and 20, they get 2% on the capital and 20% of the profits, has now gone up to 440. Maybe I should get 880, being the scientist. Well, the bottom line is we'll put in trust for the American people. They will own the global technological infrastructure as a result of owning the intellectual property. I endorse this message and this action, and President Obama to execute it. And that's going to transform the share of the pie for the workers who are going to be highly skilled. That's the future of the American economy. A broad and a deep and a participatory, well-educated, well-trained, technologically excellent workforce. And from the end of year one, it will be creating tens of thousands of sustainable jobs in the project, going on through increasing in number through years 11 and 12 until there is absolute full employment. And it's a win-win situation. So, folks, this is the message. This is what is proposed, and I wish you to see and to fully realize that this is the blessing that comes from the end of the exile of man and mankind, and together we will go forward, because there is no Asian, and there's no African, and there's no Americas, and no European humanity. There is one humanity, and we're all part of the human family, and we must participate and share in the development of improving the lot of men and mankind. I'm Yehoshua Yaakov. I'm the author of Humanomics, the new East-West convergence model in the post-collapse of the local reality, and its two paradigms receiving and given the integration of labor. Again, I endorse this message, and I approve of President Obama executing it. Thank you for listening. I'm Yehoshua Yaakov from Jerusalem. Shalom.